Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Vuyo Zungula is confusing me. Anyway, before we enter into this, please do note that I'm not a politician, not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who is also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful South Africa that everybody wants to eat from. Yeah. So now, I don't know this new oppression now that they are busy preaching everywhere. They oppress, they oppress, they oppressed. Hey, bo, I don't feel oppressed. Do you get? There are issues of racism in South Africa that one encounters, but I have been empowered enough to stand for myself in those situations, and deal with it. The fact that I encounter racism does not mean that I feel oppressed. Who's oppressing me? Yes, I do have financial struggles like everyone else in this economy that we have, or other life issues. But if for me to turn that and say now I feel oppressed, what is this oppression that they're talking about? If we are indeed oppressed, it means having the ANC has been worthless. All the struggle that they were going through for our liberation was worthless, is useless. And all the elderly politicians that are living now, especially from that ANC and other political parties that contributed to the freedom that we enjoy today. You see now, I'm even having the freedom of speech, So it means we must not listen to any of them. There is no rabbit that they can pull out of a hat now when they have failed for so many years. So this new oppression, let us unite. So that it got me thinking, like, I once heard that the ATM was formed by former President Zuma, but gave it to Vuyo Zungula. You know the stories that normally fly around, some that are not true. So I decided to go look for information, and I found out, okay, there is a story there. There is a story there. But first, before I share what I've discovered, what I found out from your news outlets, first hear the people's views on what Vuyo Zungula said.
Most potent weapon in the mind of the oppressor, it is the mind of the oppressed. What we are seeing in our country, we are seeing the oppressed who are failing to unite. We are seeing the oppressed happy being divided, and this is only serving the oppressor. That is why as the ATM we believe in unity, because it is only through unity we are going to bring about rightful transformation in our country. In 1994, the country made a compromise which did not serve the interest yabantu abamnyama. For 30 years, abantu abamnyama are languishing in poverty. They are languishing in hopelessness only because of one reason, the fact that we are failing to unite. Sibaninzi singabantu abamnyama kodwa siphethwe. The reason why siphethwe kungenxa yokuba asimanyananga. Make simanyane, sizwe simnyama, sizwe esihle, ukuze sikwazi ukulungisa inkinga zethu. Lana in South Africa, we need a 2/3 majority without compromise. It is only through a 2/3 majority we are going to expropriate land without compensation. It is only through a 2/3 majority we are going to transform the economy. It is only through a 2/3 majority we are going to make sure ukuba our country, abantu abamnyama, get to live dignified lives. That is why a message from the ATM today is saying happy birthday, MK, happy birthday.
And the people shared their views. And this one said, his message is clear: unity of the oppressed majority. I never imagined that one day ANC would be regarded as an oppressor or even a willing tool of oppressor of the majority by minority, just because bona and families would be filthy enriched. You see such... Whew, yeah, it's a cocktail of confusion, at least for me. I don't know about you, and whatever your thoughts are, please do use the comment section to share your views, because wow, people have different opinions on this. So let us keep on reading. And this one says, still talking about the oppressor after being in power for 30 years. Such useless fools. It's not me who said this, eh? It is not me. I am just reading what people have shared. So for me, hey, you know, when they start talking about this, why are we suddenly oppressed now? I don't feel oppressed. Please, if you feel oppressed, kindly share in the comment section what makes you feel oppressed and who your oppressor is, or maybe who do you think your oppressor is. So kindly share that in the comment section, because Mina, I don't understand anything. I don't even know. In fact, this one says, this one killed me, says F him. I am not oppressed. Yeah. Hey, yeah, Sana. And this one says, the adopted son, and rolls the eyes. You can only imagine who the father is if this one is, if Vuyo Zungula is an adopted son, because he is, apart from MK, he is the one that is pushing for this black unity. Other political parties are not so strong. And this one says, this one is Zuma's puppet. And it is not me who said so, hey? Whatever your thoughts are, kindly share your thoughts in the comment section on that one. But I'm still on that one who said, F him. I am not oppressed. Yeah. And this one said, uzula too much lona akazazi nobe uyini funerals, huye party, huye court, huye no clear direction. What's his ideology? Ufuze umalume wake Dalimpofu, he might be an advocate, lawyer, but clueless on politics. Akuthekiswa kwa politics mkhuzeni. Hey guys, I'm so super confused because I don't feel oppressed. So guys, it might only be me. I might feel like a bit of pressure because of my own things, you get, but feeling oppressed is not one of them. And this one says, another irrelevant political person roaming the streets from gig to gig, trying to at least remain in the media eye. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but no, man. When I say this black unity, we need the 2/3 majority, whatever. And most of these people that are now talking outside the ANC, they have been with the ANC and they had this 2/3 majority that they are talking about. And what did they do with it? Because that's my chat. What did they do with that 2/3 majority? Now that they have to unite for black people, they must have 2/3 majority as black political parties so that they can do these wonderful things for black people. Man, please, somebody, please. So I bumped into this article of the Daily Maverick of way back. It says the prophecy or political party, the ATM, a church, Jacob Zuma, and a 50-year history. So when I read a bit on this, we are still going to read a bit on it, and I'm going to share the article on the description box. There is kind of some connection between the churches, former President Jacob Zuma, and the ATM, and the idea that the black political parties should unite. So this one, I took from the article. It says the African transformation movement has been rocked by claims that former President Jacob Zuma's faction of the ANC had a hand in its formation. Although Chief Apostle Caesar Nonqunqa, who is said to have come up with this idea, denies it. One thing is certain: Zuma's history with the church goes back a full half century. And the article continues to say there is nothing fancy about the precious book the head of the 12 apostles of Christ Church held open on his lap. It comprises of 100 or so color-printed A4 pages typed out in a garish font that resembles handwriting. It's bound with a plastic ring binder and has see-through plastic sleeves on the outside. That's the article that was shared by the Daily Maverick long time ago, I think 2019. It continues to say, yet Chief Apostle Caesar Nonqunqa held it carefully and rationed access to its pages. It's classified, he winked during an interview at his home in the rural Eastern Cape. The book is a copy of the diary of Chief Apostle Ndlovu, who headed the church in the 70s. So this guy was it looks like this guy was interviewing a Nonqunqa there, Apostle Nonqunqa. In 1971, he wrote of a plan to unify the ANC, the PAC, and the Inkatha Cultural Liberation Movement, with Jacob Zuma representing the ANC in these talks. Failing this, he wrote that all African independent churches should be unified to form a strong African Transformation Congress to bring peace between the ANC, the PAC and the ANC. In the next entry, he wrote, we can form a strong peace political party if only we can unify or unite all messianic churches like Bantu, Nzikane, Prophets, Shembe, Zion Christian churches, and say so. I don't see that any of these existing political parties can unify Africa. So the uniting Africa has been a thing for South Africa for the longest time, hey? It continues to say, Nonqunqa said he believed this was a prophecy of sorts which came to fruition in 2018 when the African Transformation Movement was formed and the Congress in the name was replaced by movement. So yeah, they do believe that this was something prophetic, something that was bound to happen, you know. Anyway, they say the Congress was replaced by movement when the name was registered with the Independent Electoral Commission, so as not to have the ANC objecting about possible confusion, he said. So I shared this with you to show you that there is a bit of a connection between former President Jacob Zuma, the church, and Vuyo Zungula, which now gives the light a bit. Why is Vuyo Zungula leading in what the MK is pushing, that African parties should, black parties should unite in South Africa, you know, because Vuyo Zungula is leading with the ATM in this. Other political parties, like, they see it, but they are not really leading like Vuyo Zungula is doing. So there's a bit of a connection there. There's a bit of few nyana dots that say, you know what, we are sort of the same thing. You get? Okay, anyway, whatever your views are, kindly share in the comment section. So I am going to share the link for that article in the description box so that you get to read the whole thing yourself. I wanted to bring it here. I was like, yeah, this is too much reading. I cannot do it. So if you are interested in knowing more about that article, just check the description box and see what it says, and do have a lovely day.